Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is evenleasesc, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, I have the Drake CUTTER RAMBLER. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review. Today, the CUTTER RAMBLER, which is the exploration variant of the CUTTER series. Now, before we get into that, I want to let you know the game version is 3.24.3 and 4.0 stats. So if there's any difference between the two, I'll go ahead and update you here. So, this ship is quite great. The CUTTER series is phenomenal. It has a ton of paints, as you could see, and it overall can do quite a bit for you as a starter ship. Now, starting with that, it is $50 if you were to buy it on the Pledge Store, or if you buy it in game, it is $740,880 aUEC. The pilot on this ship doesn't have too much going when it comes for attacking someone, defending itself with the weapons, as you're only outputting 350 damage per second with the two size 2 CF-227 Badgers, and you only have 4 size 1 Spark 1 missiles. So it's nice that you do have some missiles. There's only size 1 and there are only 4 of them, but the weapons package itself is a little bit lacking if you were to compare it to a lot of other starters, so you got to wonder, what can this ship do for you? Well, there's quite a bit, honestly. This is one of those starter ships that you get not at all thinking about combat, even though you do have a couple guns, and you could probably do some damage to some very light craft, particularly only in PvE, as this ship is very sluggish, and that's something to really consider before you go ahead and jump into a fight. Now, you do have one size 1 shield generator giving you 1,500 bubble shield. It's not, again, the biggest amount of shield strength. A lot of starters, some of them start in the 3,000 area, but this one is at the 1,500 bubble shield. So you're going to lose that pretty quick. You got to be very careful about that, because once that's down, you got to rely on your ship HP, which sits at 17,000. Now, that is an actually very high number, and it's a great number given the fact that this is still a starter ship. So if you're getting attacked and you lose your shield, at least you got some ship HP to hopefully escape the situation. And that's when we start talking about the speed of this ship. It is not so great, sitting at a top speed of 180 SCM with a 380 forward boost and a 160 backwards boost with a top nav speed of 1010. Now, if you ask me, for a starting ship, that is dreadfully slow, especially since You do have some interior space where you can carry some things and you don't really want to get picked off. So it's something to consider how slow you are if this really is the ship you want to carry something with. But I mean, it's hard not to love. Look at this thing. It looks really nice on the exterior, and the interior has just got such great detail as well, which we'll take a look at here in a second. Now, the maneuverability is also dreadfully bad at a 36, 100 pitch yaw roll. Honestly, the speed and the maneuverability is somewhat the worst of all starters, and it's probably because of its very boxy design. Drake just tends to tape things together. You're never certain what you're going to get when you get a Drake ship, so thankfully, they look pretty good. Now, you have 56 SCU of hydrogen fuel as of version 4.0. In 3.2, right now it is 44.1 hydrogen fuel, so that's kind of nice that you do get an increase on that. And then you also have 1 SCU of quantum fuel in game version 4.0, which currently in 3.243, it is 1.5. SCU of quantum fuel. So we're going to get a little bit of a drop there, but with that, it is still capable of making the jump between Stanton and Pyro, and back and forth if you refuel each time at the station on each end of the gates there. So that's pretty nice. It's one of the only starters that can make the jump. You got the cutters, you got the Intrepid can make the jump, and then there's a few others. It's just kind of rare though, because like the 100 can't, the 320 series can't, or the 300 series can't, the Avengers can't, and that's something you also got to think about if you decide you might want to jump between systems. Now, moving on, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interior of this ship, and I'll tell you what you can kind of carry, looking at the components, everything else. Right here is your entryway. If you go ahead and take a look, it's pretty nice, pretty wide, allowing you to fit some small vehicles in here. Can you fit something like an ROC? No. But you can definitely fit some of the smaller hoverboard, some of the hovercraft that you have, as well as some future two-wheeled vehicles, potentially. We'll see. That thing is, the Ranger's a pretty big motorcycle, so probably won't fit back here. You also do carry 2 SCU of cargo, so not the greatest amount. It would be sitting on this mag plate here and stacking. Again, not the greatest amount for a starter ship, but at least you're able to carry some, since this is the exploration variant. It's not really meant to carry more cargo. It's more or less meant to give you more living space, which we're going to take a look at here in just a second. You do have a lot of components here in the first room, from the shields, batteries, and then behind you, you have a relay area, radar, cooler, and it just looks really good. I really do like how all this really looks. You do have a nice gold standard pass here where you have button controls, able to close the doors, turn on lights, turn off lights. It's pretty nice, the amount of detail you do have in this ship. You gotta love that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next room here. Moving on, this is where your pilot will stay in its long journeys exploring Pyro. You have a heavy weapons locker and a rifle locker that can fit 2 weapons on the bottom and 4 handguns up top. Pretty nice, I like that. Being able to grab a weapon immediately and then having your entry point there, it's pretty nice. Pretty quick in and out, if you ask me. You do have a suit locker right next to it. Obviously, it's not, operational. Can't store your suits just yet, but maybe someday. And then right next to that, you do have the nice Drake bed sitting here, allowing you the comfort of better than Origin's prison-style beds, and the Drake comfort of being surrounded by pipes, wires, and duct tape. Looking around, you do have a nice fire extinguisher next to that. Once we do have fire propagation, this will work fantastic. Can't wait to see that in action. It's a pretty small space, so hopefully not too hard to handle. And then you also have a jump seat here. If you have a buddy on board, they can go ahead and sit here and relax. Nice little kitchen area, make some food, sit down, eat it. Maybe FaceTime or, video conference call somebody. Over here, if you go ahead and open this door, this is your storage compartment, allowing you to store up to 650K of, smaller SCU quantity amount. So it's pretty nice. You do have active, storage in this ship. A lot of starter ships don't currently have the components or gold standard pass, so you're lacking that. If you go ahead and press here, you would open up this door into the bathroom. I don't want to go in the bathroom. I'm not going to go in the bathroom. I'm going to turn the lights off in the bathroom and shut the door. But it's nice that this ship does have it. It's really nice. Something the Cutlass Black lacks. Well, moving on. Through this door here, we do have the cockpit, where you're going to have a few more components to your left, and then to your right, you have another heavy weapons locker, another rifle locker, and 2 handgun sitting areas. So if, these weapons aren't enough, you can go over there and grab some more and just really kick some rear end, huh? Let's go ahead and hop into the pilot seat really quick. Honestly, this ship is quite the phenomenal little starter if you want to get started with a ship. There are quite a few good options out there now. This is a pretty good one. If you ask me, I'd give this ship a 7 out of 10, just because it is lacking in certain areas. Not completely the worst, but also, there's just some options out there that are much better for you and your pocket, whether it's in-game or out of the game. So let me know, what do you think of the Drake Cutter Rambler down in the comments below. Is this a ship that you own currently? Do you prefer this one over the other variants, or do you prefer something like the Scout, or even just the base Rambler? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. And thank you to my channel members. You guys are all amazing. I've been really enjoying the streams. All the videos have been fantastic. And I really do have the best viewers out there. So keep it up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.